Praise Song for My Mother by Grace Nichols. You were water to me, deep and bold and fathoming. You were moon's eye to me, full, ingrained and mantling. You were sunrise to me, rise and warm and streaming. You were the fish's red gill to me, the flame tree's spread to me, the crab's leg, the fried plantain smell, replenishing, replenishing. Go to your wide futures, you said. So this poem explores the relationship between a mother and daughter, expressing how much the mother meant to the daughter. The poem's form is a praise song, and this was a great African tradition, using short statements to capture the essence of the thing that was being praised, whether it be a god, plant, animal, or town. So instantly you notice that the you were is in past tense. This is being directly addressed to her mother, indicating that the mother is dead or out of her life in some way. Water is the life source, comparing her mother to something essential for life, which she does later on in the stanzas as well. By saying deep and bold and fathoming, these are three adjectives separated, and the repetition of and emphasises the importance of each. So rather than saying deep, bold, and fathoming, she says deep and bold and fathoming. And they're quite complex adjectives. They're not the things that you would instantly think of, so the essence of the mother is hard to express. Fathoming is a particularly interesting adjective because it can have so many different meanings. So fathoming can mean trying to understand something, or it can mean a measure of depth. It can, however, also mean to embrace and encircle, from the Anglo-Saxon, or it can be the unit of length from an adult man's arm span with his arms outstretched. And that's really where the measure of depth came from as well. So it's a very interesting adjective to use to describe her mother because it could be interpreted in so many different ways. The anaphora is the repetition at the start of phrases. So the anaphora of you were emphasises the loss. Pull suggests that the mother draws her daughter towards her. The natural imagery suggests a gentle relationship. So the moon pulls the tides, and that's a very kind of soothing, cleansing relationship. And I think that's what she's trying to suggest about her mother. Grain, if you think about the image of a grain, it's the source of life. And mantling, later on in the line, suggests being covered and protected. So she sees her mother in a really lovely way, and clearly is very, very fond of her mother. So the sunrise, like the water, is a life force. The sunrise symbolising continuous hope. And rise and warm and streaming are suggesting that the mother is uplifting, she's nurturing, and she's constant. So streaming reminds us of the water and the life force in the first stanza as well. In the next stanza, you get the sense of culture coming through. So the imagery of red could be symbolic of life and love, and that's true in flame as well. She's describing elements of her Caribbean culture and her Caribbean heritage, which would have come from her mother as well. By talking about the food, the crab's leg and the plantain, the mother is a nourishing presence. This is true of replenishing. The repetition of replenishing suggests that it's a continual process as well, that this is still happening, it's constant. The last line is very interesting because there's a sense of ambiguity, but it's interesting that the mother has the final say, with the words you said rather than you were. So this is kind of the lasting advice that she gives to her daughter. Go to your wide futures, you said. There's a suggestion of life after the mother, that the mother kind of blesses the fact and knows that she's going to be around for a short amount of time with the daughter, and wants the daughter's life to be rich and fulfilled. So go is an imperative. She takes orders from her mother. Her mother wants the best for her as well. Wide future suggests endless possibility, especially with the S on the end, making it futures. She wants her daughter to be happy, and this is kind of the end line of the poem and the lasting message.